He unalived my dog and said it was just an animal, so I ruined his life, piece by piece. Have you ever felt your entire world collapse in a single moment? That's what happened when I found Max, my emotional support dog, lying motionless with antifreeze poisoning. Beside him was a note: "Keep your mud off my lawn, it's just a dog." The handwriting belonged to Victor, my neighbor, respected business owner, HOA president, and now dog murderer. Max wasn't just a pet. He was my lifeline after the car accident that left me with crippling PTSD. He was a golden retriever with soulful eyes that knew exactly when the nightmares were about to hit. He'd wake me before the screaming started. When I confronted Victor, he smirked. "Prove it was me," he said, washing his BMW. Besides, that thing was always barking. "Get over it and buy another one." Something inside me hardened that day, crystallized into something cold and unforgiving. I didn't want quick revenge. I wanted systematic destruction. I wanted Victor to experience loss so profound he'd remember Max's name with every breath. Victor's reputation was everything to him. So I began there. I created a fake email account posing as a former employee and sent messages to his business partners hinting at fraudulent billing practices. I'm worried about what Mr. Victor asked me to do with those invoices. Within a month, 2 major clients pulled their contracts. The bank started asking questions. Victor couldn't understand why his perfect reputation was suddenly crumbling. Victor's marriage was his foundation, 25 years with Rebecca. So I targeted it next. I set up dating profiles using his photos. Then I hired an actor to approach him at his golf club while I took photos. An anonymous envelope of those photos arrived at Rebecca's workplace the next day. Rebecca moved out that weekend. Victor's desperate calls went straight to voicemail. The perfect husband was suddenly eating alone in his empty house. Victor volunteered with the local youth mentorship program. So I made calls, posing as a concerned parent, suggesting Victor had been inappropriate with teenagers, just vague concerns about uncomfortable interactions. The program asked him to step down pending an investigation. Parents avoided him. Nothing destroys a reputation faster than suspicion involving children. I studied his evening walking routine for weeks. One afternoon, I scattered sharp metal fragments in the mulch where he always stretched. His expensive shoes didn't protect him from the deep gash that became infected within days. Hospitalization, complications from an undiagnosed diabetic condition. The pain medication they prescribed left him drowsy and confused, perfect for a man who prided himself on being sharp. While Victor was recovering, I focused on his finances. I signed his email up for investment scams and gambling sites. Then I reported suspicious activity to his business partners. His partners started excluding him from decisions. His clients stopped calling. His corner office suddenly needed to be reallocated. Victor's prized possession was his vintage Porsche. One night, I damaged the fuel line just enough that it would fail gradually, not immediately. 2 weeks later, Victor crashed into a highway divider. The Porsche was destroyed. Insurance denied his claim due to owner negligence. The final blow came when I anonymously sent fabricated evidence to the state licensing board that Victor had been using substandard materials on government contracts. His remaining clients disappeared overnight. Last I heard, Victor was living in a rented apartment, working as a site supervisor for a competitor who hired him out of pity. His wife divorced him. His adult children stopped speaking to him. His health never recovered. Sometimes I see him at the grocery store, limping with his cane, looking 20 years older, hollow, broken, and I feel complete because Max wasn't just a dog. He was my salvation. And now, so is my revenge. They say revenge doesn't heal wounds. They're wrong. It gave me something better, the knowledge that justice doesn't always wear a uniform. Sometimes it wears the face of someone who has nothing left to lose. Rest peacefully, Max. Your unaliver certainly won't.